Have you ever stepped away from a conversation and felt smaller? Maybe you couldn't put your finger on it. You just knew that after being around certain people, your confidence dimmed a little, your energy thinned out, and a quiet heaviness settled over you. Or perhaps you've noticed yourself shrinking your excitement, editing your words, or shelving an idea because someone nearby might laugh or roll their eyes. If that sounds familiar, you're not weak or broken. You're human, and you're feeling the invisible pull of the people you let close. Across centuries, philosophers and psychologists have pointed to the same truth. Our environment sculpts us. Aristotle wrote, "We are what we repeatedly do." Behavioral scientists call it social contagion. Whatever name you give it, the lesson is clear. The voices you allow near your heart shape the story you live out. But not every voice deserves a front row seat. Some relationships quietly feed your strength, while others, without even meaning to, drain it drop by drop. Today, we're going to look at 6 kinds of people who can slowly steal your focus, courage, and clarity, and how you can guard your potential without losing your compassion. If you've been wondering why you feel tired, doubtful, or less inspired than you used to be, this video may give you the missing piece. Let's dive in. 1. The perpetual storm. Masters of chaos. Think of someone whose life always seems to be on fire. There's always a new crisis, a midnight call, or a frantic text that can't wait. At first, their urgency feels exciting, even flattering. You become the one they can't do without. But stay long enough and you'll notice a pattern. Calm never lasts. Chaos isn't something that happens to them. It's the air they breathe. Psychologists talk about intermittent reinforcement, the way unpredictable bursts of affection or drama keep us hooked. Storm people do this instinctively. They'll praise you for rescuing them, then guilt trip you for not answering fast enough. Their stories may be colorful, but their pull leaves you drained. How to rise above, set clear borders, decide when and how you're available, protect your evenings, your focus, your rest. Don't feed the tempest. If you sense the drama cycle starting, keep your response short and calm. Refuel intentionally. After contact, breathe, walk, or write. Let your nervous system know you're safe. Release if needed. If they ignore limits, distance may be the most loving act for both of you. You're not heartless for stepping out of the storm. You're honoring the quiet space where your real life grows. 2. The impossible-to-please critic. Have you ever worked hard to meet someone's standards, only to find the target moving again? You get the promotion, and they focus on a typo. You plan a thoughtful surprise, and they mention what you could have done better. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus warned, if you seek approval from others, you will be their slave. Chasing validation from a chronic critic is like filling a jar with a hole in the bottom. You'll empty yourself and still never satisfy them. Their discontent is rarely about you. It's often their own insecurity spilling outward. How to rise above. Name the trap. Realize their bar keeps moving because the problem isn't you. Pause before agreeing. Before saying yes, ask, does this align with my priorities, or am I buying peace at my expense? Learn the graceful no. A calm, polite, I can't do that right now is enough. You don't need an essay of excuses. Affirm yourself. Keep a small record of wins and kind feedback to balance their lens. Respect should flow in 2 directions. If you're constantly auditioning, the stage may not be worth standing on. 3. The dream-dampening cynic. Every time you share a new idea, they smirk or sigh, "That'll never work." Or they bury you under realistic reasons to quit before you start. Healthy skepticism can sharpen plans. Chronic cynicism, though, is rarely about wisdom. It's about fear. Plato described opinion as the space between ignorance and knowledge. Cynics stay stuck there, mistaking caution for truth. But your vision doesn't need their permission. How to rise above? Be selective with confidants. Share early dreams with those who balance honesty with hope. Anchor in your why. When your purpose is clear, doubts lose their bite. Turn friction into fuel. Let skepticism push you to gather skills and evidence, not to silence them, but to strengthen you. Feed on possibility. Read biographies, listen to mentors, surround yourself with doers, not mockers. Gandhi once mapped the journey of every bold idea. First they ignore you, then they laugh, then they fight, then you win. Let their laughter remind you you're on the path. 4. The energy thief in disguise. Not every drain announces itself. Some arrive softly. The colleague who always needs just one more favor. The friend who vents for hours but disappears when you're hurting. The neighbor who assumes your time is theirs. Because they're not overtly toxic, you tell yourself it's fine. But subtle overreach, repeated often, erodes focus and peace. Philosopher Seneca cautioned against scattering ourselves too thin. Even generosity needs proportion, or it becomes self-erasure. How to rise above? Audit your energy. After you spend time with someone, ask, "Do I feel lighter or heavier?" Limit slow leaks. It's okay to say, "I wish I could, but I need to focus on X right now." Model reciprocity. Gently ask for support in return. Notice if they step up. Invest in mutual uplift. Seek relationships where giving and receiving spark vitality, not fatigue. Protecting your bandwidth isn't selfish. It's stewardship of the life you're meant to live. 5. The voice of yesterday. Some people freeze you in an old version of yourself. Maybe it's a relative who still calls you the shy one long after you've grown, or a friend from school who jokes about the mistakes you've already outgrown. Humans crave stability. Your growth unsettles those who prefer the comfort of who you used to be. Søren Kierkegaard wrote, "To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. Not to dare is to lose oneself." Don't let nostalgia chain you to an outdated script. How to rise above. Honor without shrinking. Appreciate shared memories, but stand firm in who you are now. Share your present vision. Let them see the values shaping you today. Surround yourself with forward thinkers. Choose companions who celebrate evolution. Release if they won't see you. If someone insists on yesterday's you, loosen the tie with kindness. Your future deserves room to breathe. Don't let it suffocate under the past. 6. The silent saboteur, your inner critic. Sometimes the loudest person holding you back lives inside your own mind. It's the whisper saying, "You're not ready. Don't embarrass yourself. Stay small." Buddhism calls it the monkey mind. Cognitive science calls it negative self-talk. Whatever the label, that voice isn't an oracle. It's an alarm trying badly to keep you safe. Epictetus taught that events don't disturb us, our judgments about them do. When you learn to meet that inner critic with awareness, it loses its claws. How to rise above. Write the script down. Seeing recurring doubts on paper makes them less mystical. Collect counterproof. Note times you learned, adapted, or succeeded despite nerves. Practice gentle self-talk. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love. Stay present. Use breathwork, meditation, or mindful walks. to return from anxious futures to this steady moment. When you soften the critic into a curious ally, you reclaim the freedom to act. Closing reflections. Life is an ongoing negotiation between the people we welcome and the self we're building. Protecting your light doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means choosing where your attention, the most valuable currency you own, is invested. Some companions will water your roots. Others, often without malice, will pull at your branches. Both teach you something, but only you decide who gets a permanent seat in your garden. So here's your challenge. This week, notice whose voices leave you inspired and whose leave you tired. Practice one small boundary or take one step toward a dream you've been hiding. And if this video helped you see your life with fresh eyes, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder to guard their potential. Together, we can build a space where clarity, courage, and calm thrive.